Hey, what's up? Thank you for watching my channel. My name is Matt Brown, and I'm going to talk about the most recent NBA trade that just happened. It's getting a lot of hype already about perhaps being the worst trade of all time, sports trade of all time, maybe. And I'll start off by saying I am a Oklahoma City Thunder fan. I don't know if you can't see here. It's a Thunder hat, but so I'm kind of, when I heard this, I heard it like when I got up early in the morning, about like 6:30 in the morning, and I really thought I was dreaming. I could not believe it that Luka Doncic got traded. And as I have mixed feelings about this. As right now, I'm more kind of upset because as a Thunder fan, I was kind of anticipating already a Thunder Mavs rematch this year, even with the Mavs injury, injury plagued season. I still thought, well, they're going to get healthy, and we haven't seen the last of the Mavs. And so, because I really thought the Mavs are really the biggest threat for Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm not saying that nothing can happen, but the Mavs obviously just has the Thunder's number. And so, not just this year, I've been kind of anticipating. It's been a fun rivalry. It was just only lasted maybe just 2 years, but it was already building to be a fun rivalry between the Thunder and the Mavs, and something that seemed was going to be lasting for like the next 5 to 7 years. That's one thing the NBA misses, is having heated rivalries. And one of the reasons why there's no rivalries hardly is because teams or players don't stick around anymore. They most of the time it's usually because the players want to leave. But this time it was the Mavs. They traded Luka Doncic, and from all the reports, Doncic didn't ask for this trade. It seemed like he was happy there. It seemed like he was going to be a lifetime Maverick. I'm not gonna, I don't know all the details about what the contract extension, all that stuff. It seemed promising. But even then, and like I've heard it before, it's a good point. Even if Luka Doncic was demanding a trade, you try to get the most value out of him, and you're gonna trade. And part of one of the reasons is maybe because of Luka Doncic's condition, is the way he's conditioned himself, and you're gonna trade him for AD, who is a good player when healthy, but he also has his own health issues. He's been injury prone since he's been in the league. So that doesn't make any sense to me. That, trading Luka Doncic because he's always injury prone, so you're going to trade him for another older injury prone player? And in my opinion, even in AD's prime, I've never seen him as one of the best players in the league. Luka Doncic, for sure, is at the least as a top 3 player in the NBA for years to come, for the least, for sure, for the next 5 years. So I'm just kind of giving my own thoughts. And as a Thunder fan, I'm more, I guess, some part of me, some Thunder fans are like, oh, good, this should make it easier for the Thunder, perhaps, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Still, anything can happen. I'm not gonna, until Thunder win a championship, I'm not gonna act like anything's possible or anything's easy or slam dunk or given. Yeah, this could perhaps make it easier as far as the road for a championship, but at the same time, it does kind of take a little bit of fun out of it. It would have been so much sweeter to be able to eliminate the Mavericks and with Luka Doncic, and it would have been a fun a fun rivalry for the next few years. But as a Thunder fan talking to the Mavs fans, I want to say that I'm not gonna beat you up while you're down. If you're in the Mavs fan, I seriously doubt you might even be watching everything for this long. But as a Thunder fan, I understand the punch in the stomach, when KD left, when he made it sound like he was staying, put all this, all this type of, public's talk about making it sound like he was going to, retire with Thunder, and right at the last minute, and Thunder fans, we would always said it's not that he left, it's where he went to. That's really what was really hurt the most, is you're going to leave to a team that, you lost to in the conference finals by 1 game. You were up 3-1. And also, like, what's kind of, when KD left, Thunder fans still had at least Westbrook as a young star, like maybe they could build around. I mean, yeah, we weren't thinking championship. We were just kind of maybe hoping, Thunder fans, maybe we could salvage something, like a good run. Russ's MVP was pretty fun, but Mavs, they don't really have anybody. Kyrie Irving, yeah, he's a star, but I mean, his time is limited for sure now, because is he going to retire a Maverick? I don't know. Who knows? I'm not going to lie. The Mavericks still have a pretty good roster. If AD gets healthy, they still have a pretty good team. On championship caliber, I really don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But, man, this is crazy. Just so many thoughts. Nico, GM, Mavericks. I actually had a lot of respect for the guys after last year. The trade that he did for Gafford and PJ Washington, to me, was genius. I was thinking, like, he could be up there maybe on Sam Presti's as far as, genius minds of the NBA. I remember thinking that the Kyrie Irving trade was a bad idea, and I was, wrong about that. So it just seemed like this guy couldn't make any wrong moves. And I was kind of anticipating what he was going to do and thinking, like, what could he do? That, because I really thought he could do something that's just going to elevate the Mavs, where as a Thunder fan, I'm thinking, like, oh man, this ain't going to be easy anymore. But he does this, and it's just like almost completely out of character. Some speculation is, do they have a more insightful report about Luka's injuries and maybe how that could affect his future? I can't. It's hard to make sense. If I'm a Mavericks fan, I definitely would be pretty pissed off. I would definitely be questioning my loyalty even to the Mavericks franchise. I wouldn't blame anyone if we jump ship or just being like, you know what, I'm going to take a break until somehow Mavericks become relevant again. I don't blame that. I mean, especially when you're old and my age, you gotta, life moves on. You gotta focus on other things. And, you don't really want to be, following a team that is stuck in mediocrity when you had a ticket to, who knows, perhaps even a dynasty to build around with Luka. Man, this is crazy. And the Mavs got so lucky and fortunate with Dirk Nowitzki. And when he retired, even as an outside fan, I couldn't help but wonder, will the Mavericks ever be back to that type of level? And then they get Luka Doncic, and I'm thinking, like, yeah, the Mavs are here to stay. And what makes it worse also is that, of course, he gets traded to the Lakers. And, of course, you're either a Laker hater or Laker lover and fan. And this just plays into, superstars just falls into the Lakers' lap. And that's just the way it's always going to be, I guess. Why should anything change? Yeah, Lakers might have a few, dark ages type of years, but they don't last long. And when they're back, they seem to be back pretty in force. And it seems like it's just going to be a matter of time. I don't know when. I don't know if it's going to be Luka and the LeBron show when that time happens. Who knows? It could be Luka. Who knows? Luke. It's just crazy. I still can't. I'm still in shock. My heart goes out to Mavericks fans. Like I said, I'm not going to beat you while you're down. I've kind of relate a little bit as a Thunder fan, but this is totally different. I get it. I remember thinking when KD left, I remember thinking, like, am I ever going to experience a run like that again? Was that just going to be a one-time thing? And, Paul George came around, and it was fun there for a little bit. But, when he got traded, it just seemed like, well, I guess here it goes. I guess this is what it's going to be like to be, just. But, of course, even with Sam Presti, there was still a hope that, I don't know, maybe, just maybe. And And that big maybe turned out to be SGA, and here we are, you know. I mean, still, we got to at least make a conference finals, you know, before I get too far ahead, you know, but it obviously looks very promising for now in the future. But, yeah, Mavs fans, I'm sorry. I feel for you, man. You know, I'm not going to beat Mavs fans down. I'm actually originally from Texas, so I can, you know, I don't have this hate for Texas people or anything. You know, I don't live in Texas anymore. I grew up, you know, I moved to Oklahoma when I was a young kid, but so I'm actually a Texas Longhorn fan, so I kind of feel for some of these Mavs fans, especially that are from the Texas natives, but still, sorry, Mavs fans, and who knows? Like I said, the roster is still a really good roster, but I know Mavs fans really don't care so much about this year now, because they're more excited not just for this year, they were excited about the future, and now the future looks very gray, to say, just to put it mildly. So, but that's my thoughts. You know, say what it is. You know, I'm just kind of putting my own thoughts about it. And, you know, that's about it. Tell me what you guys think about. Till next time, guys.